Hi there! Welcome to blog number 3. Thank you for following the series on the rebirth of the extreme superhero. And if you're new to the channel and this series, I'd like to invite you to subscribe and check the extreme superhero playlist I've made. Now, without further ado, let us begin. Today, we're going to focus more on design and texture painting, so this blog will be kinda chill, but I'll try to keep it interesting with some stories. Last video, I talked about designing a new suit for the X Factor, something I wanted to do for various reasons. Number 1, I felt that after all this time had passed by, I couldn't keep writing the same low-stakes stories I began with, and maybe changing the suit could help mark the new tone of the series. Truth be told, I won't go for anything darker than what I've already been doing. I can't defend myself. Like every other friendless 16-year-old, I felt I needed to be edgy, so please forgive me if my comic has come across as controversial. But yeah, I'm planning to change that. I always wanted this comic to be more realistic. You know, it was mainly a way for me to daydream about the life I wanted, with conflict but real directed action towards better things, and as I wrote it, I also did a deep dive of my insecurities. But yeah, the perspective is always from Marcus' point of view, and while I think it still sort of works, I've lived more and learned that, yeah, life is not one way. Everyone has a story, and it matters every single moment, and maybe we should try to be more conscious about it. So yeah, new suit, new perspective, and even treating Marcus as a real person, not as my personal toy. But be warned, I'm still learning to write. Number 2, I've always been of the idea that, yeah, superheroes are cool until you really think about it, and I've thought about them a lot. So I wanted the new suit to match more, be more guided into a theme or particular aesthetic, which is why I'm painting the pouches red. Like I explained, the first suit wasn't really thought out. I had a deadline, I didn't want to copycat Spider-Man, so obviously I'm talking about the one shot I made, okay? Let me know if you'd like me to do a deep dive into that. If you couldn't tell already, I like talking about my comic a lot. Also, I like the idea of just leaving a trace of the evolution of these concepts. Who knows, maybe one day, someone will want to do a deep dive on extreme superhero and whatever it leads to. But yeah, now I actually want the suit to be properly designed and properly committed to being a comic suit. So I used 2 colors, the original red and a deep dark blue. And yes, I know I said I didn't want to do this, but that was almost 8 years ago. Things change, and some don't. I was inspired by many 80s Spider-Man comics, and how they handled the blue as a highlight over the black pants, and I liked it. Also, it gives the X Factor a semi-camouflage opportunity, since he's always out at night. I keep the eyes and the grappling hooks because they are iconic, and if I were to actually be Marcus, I'd just keep the mechanical things I built working, rather than redoing them or adapting them just to suit a narrative. I also made the X of the suit into 2 parallel lines, remarking the rebirth and Marcus' second go at being a superhero. But I promise I won't keep scaling with new iterations of suits using Roman numerals. Highest I could actually go is a 3rd suit, and I wouldn't like looking at it. Number 3. The X Factor is more mature now, but also more inspired. At this moment in my life, I remember being really motivated to do more stuff in the face of my new challenges, and I always had the idea of returning to my dreams, like this comic, and doing things differently, and Marcus represents that by doing a new suit. Also, I had managed to make my first ever homemade Spider-Man suit with real resources, and my passion for cosplay was red hot at the time. So yeah, I think Marcus could enjoy the process of doing a new suit. You know, kinda like the way in which you make a list of things you want to accomplish for the new year and visualize yourself with so much detail you can just feel it. And yeah, those are all my reasons and convoluted explanations. Now, if you're wondering why I made the original suit if I'm going to just do a new one anyways, it's for proof of concept. I know this design and wanted it to look good first before even moving forward with this approach. Also, I had already made another model of the X Factor for, well, the same revival concept. It was about 3 years ago, but I was still learning more Blender. Not that I'm an expert now, but yeah. Also, I thought I could do some flashbacks, and I like it when shows that have been running for a while and have changed styles go for flashbacks, and you get to see the original style reinterpreted, and it looks good, although it's not always the case. So yeah, that. Now we're in Blender, and well, you already know this step, but it is more streamlined. I had a base, painted on it, very basic, and just went to fix it on Blender. No more guessing, no more worrying, just getting myself into the workflow. Just add the shadows, highlights, and join everything together. I think it's cool. I'm finally embracing Blender instead of trying to fix it. I've healed my toxic relationship. But yeah, there's nothing more to explain. So here's your prize, a time lapse for you to enjoy. I'll see you in the outro. And there you have it. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell to follow the journey. Take some power away from the AI slop. Because really, would you rather be reading an AI comic or looking at AI videos? I mean, I understand if my content is not for you, so thank you very much for powering through it. And well, if you like my content, thank you for genuinely staying here and building this community with me. If you have any doubts or comments, leave them down. I'd really love to hear you guys out. If you'd like more content, you can check out my Instagram for short form content with copyrighted music. You can also check out my Ko-fi page where you can download any one of my tarot cards for free. I feel like some of you may like them, and I'll see you around, pals!